Hello folks, I'm Dean with Dean's Woodworking. Welcome to the shop. Y'all come on in and make yourself comfortable. Today we're making a video that's a little bit different than most. You see, the original project was a failure. However, we turned that failure into a success by making a different project, one that makes a great companion piece to the one we intended to make in the very beginning. I think you'll enjoy watching some of my mistakes, and hopefully you can learn from those and avoid those mistakes yourself. So stay tuned and let's get turning, okay? Okay, we're going to start off marking where we want our tenon here. Folks, I would just advise you, if you're going to use this, and I like using it, make sure that the only point that comes in contact with that wood is the one nearest you. So we're going to do a little peeling cut here and get this right on down to the size we want on the tenon. That looks about right. We're just going to come in here and make real sure that that square back there at the back, or clean I should say. I've had a lot of comments on putting the live center in the chuck. There's a lot of folks that tell you you just can't do that, you'll mar that up. These things are tremendously hard. You're going to have to really work on it to mar that up. I've been doing that for probably, going on 12 years on this particular live center. You know, the only damage to it at all is a little bit of weather that caused it to grow just a little bit and clean that up. It is not hurt for doing that. I suppose if you had a real cheap live center that could be a problem, but yeah, I've never seen it. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a little cut right in here, just a little V cut with our skew. Primary reason for that is this very top, we're going to peel the bark off of it. But the bottom portion, we don't really want the bark coming off of that. So if we get a good separation there between the bark on this part and this part, less chance of us taking this off. Okay. When you're peeling that bark, guys, watch it. It will come back up in your face. Obviously, I'm wearing a face shield, as we all should be. Once we get past the bark, then we can come in and do some more aggressive peeling cuts. This is the 40-40 bowl gouge. What we are going to do now is we're going to come in and part this off. That's going to be the lid. If you haven't figured it out by now, this is going to be a little box for the wife to put trinkets in. We got just a little bit of sanding to do right in here. That'll be finished. A little bit to do right up here, and we can take that off, and we've got our lid done. I'm going to drill this one. We've had some conversation about drilling versus hollowing, but I've done several videos lately where I've shown the hollowing. So if that's what you need to see, you can refer back to those. For this one, just to make it a little easier on myself, since we're running about 90 out here right now, we're going to drill this one. Okay, we've got that drilled out. We're going to shape the outside of it just a little bit. And the idea that I have from her description is to have it peel over, leave the bark in the middle, and have just a little bit of sapwood showing right at the top and right at the bottom. We're going to cut just a little bit of this bark. We're actually going to sand that. So we're not going to have the true rough bark showing, but will be bark all the same. Folks, this is where we realize we have a problem. We're testing the lid for fit right here, and this is where we realize that we should have fitted the lid before we did the hollowing. So there's not going to be a lid on this particular box. We'll make it an open cup, and it will go with the box that we'll take another piece of wood and make another project for her. And so this will end up being a companion piece to the box. Folks, while I'm sanding, go ahead and go down and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done it. And if you like the video, share it with somebody. If you love it, share it with everybody. Thanks for watching. Let's get back to it. I am including the sanding process, but I'm not going to go through every single grit because I repeat the same process with every grit. So what you see here is me starting with 80 grit sandpaper. I go through the process outside and inside with 80, then switch to 150, do the same thing with 220, and finish up with 320. Each process is exactly the same. I probably spend a little bit more time on the initial 80 grit because we're really taking that bark down to get it to the point where we like the looks of it. There's no magic formula to tell you how long or how much to sand. You just sand until you like it and then stop and go to the next grit. So basically your 80 is getting it to the point you like, and then your 150, 220, and 320 is just refining that look and of course the feel on the inside as well. I hope this helps, folks. We are now through with turning and with sanding. So the very first thing we want to do, because this is green wood, is we want to get a finish on it. Here you see me putting boiled linseed oil finish, or boiled linseed oil on the turning. My favorite is Minwax antique oil finish. However, because we haven't completely unpacked the shop yet and things are still a mess, I haven't found that yet. I do have the boiled linseed oil, so that's what we are using. A lot of people voice their concern about the green wood cracking. And there is a secret to that. That's exactly what I'm doing right here. That's put finish on it, green wood. I prefer an oil finish as soon as you get through turning it. And that will reduce or eliminate the cracking completely. I can tell you this this piece is several days old at the time I'm doing the voiceover, and it has not got a crack in it. So we'll let that sit there, and usually I'll let it sit about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll come back in with a blue cloth. It's basically a paper towel, and I wipe that off and get as much of it off as I can. That'll leave a nice satin finish, and then you can come back and apply as many coats as you'd like. On boiled linseed oil, I'll do anywhere usually from 3 to 9. 3 still gives you a nice satin finish with a little bit of shine to it. Here you see us parting this off, and so at this point we're just going to part it off, then we'll finish the bottom. Use a saw to do that final little cut there. We don't want to send it running across the shop floor. And then you see me putting it back on the chuck. And on this one, because of the size of the opening, I put it on the chuck and expand the chuck into it. Be cautious with that though, because if you expand too much, you can crack it. So there's a fine line there. And we brought the tool rest around, and we're going to take our gouge and make a cut right across that bottom. Nice easy cut and going slow, and that way you just reduce the sanding tremendously. Speaking of sanding, I will go through 150 to 320 grit on the bottom, and then we'll, like I said before, we'll immediately come back in and put oil on that just to seal it, and that way you don't have to worry about the cracking. I've got some photos I'll show you as soon as we get through buffing this off here. This is the final result. 2 pieces. The wife loves them both. Folks, I hope this video has been helpful and will help you avoid some of the mistakes that I made in today's video. Just wanted to say thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy turning.